All right, and I believe we are live. Welcome back, everyone. After a crazy, absolutely crazy day, we are back to live streaming. Hey, I just want to just to do the stream. I mean, I have to look at the charts, but hey, I just really want to thank the community. The like YouTube was nonstop. Like I was getting messages from Twitter telling me that I'm getting too many notifications and that I should be setting up filters. That's how much you guys appreciate my work, and it basically spammed the shit out of YouTube to get my account investigated, and they did investigate and brought it back fairly quickly. So it looks like it took about 12 hours. So from the complete deletion of my YouTube channel, including my login, which is the crazy part. In 12 hours, I got my channel back, and it mostly had to do because of you guys. There's only so much you can do. I could like file one appeal and that's it. And somebody did say something on Twitter that was, well, if your channel doesn't have a big audience, like, what do you do? And that's a really good question. There's not much you can do, but thank you. I think like the ratio of people that were supportive of me getting my channel back versus people that were happy I lost my channel, it was probably like 5,000 to 5. So it was a really, really, really good ratio. All right, let me pull out your live chat. I can just hang here with you guys, maybe do some Q&A. Let's see what's going on. Man, I put some ice in this cup, and I was thinking about breaking out the good tequila, but I have an anejo open, and oh man, it's hard to see these ice cubes now. Here, I always like to show off the ice cubes. I forgot which conference gave me this, but check out the ice cubes. Boom. See the Bitcoin logo? Oh, let me not put more water on my laptop. Right there. There's that little Bitcoin logo. Probably a little hard to see. Ice isn't fully see-through yet. Need to give it maybe a minute. Maybe I should grab the other ice cubes. There's another one. Jesus. Boom, right there. Little Bitcoin logo ice cubes. All right, I'm gonna have a drink with you guys. Check out the live chat. Why do you think Bitcoin pumped yesterday? You know what? I'm gonna look at the chart and I'll mention that. No, I'm a tequila guy. I'm not a mezcal guy. I don't know what this tequila is. I've never had it before. But man, I gotta be careful what I do on this channel. Don't drink unless you're of age. I gotta say all these disclaimers. Don't drink unless you're of age. It's an añejo tequila. I've never had this one before, so I figured I'm always up for trying new tequilas. And it was a really cool looking bottle. Like I wanted the bottle more than wanted the bottle and try a new brand. So it's okay. It's not great. Should have stuck with my Herradura. Well, cheers, guys. All right. Yeah, 1942 is a good one. They came out with 1942 because the real was too expensive. So 1942 is in between. I will take, it's a little more expensive. It depends where you shop. I prefer the Herradura Selection Suprema over the 1942. They are similar grade. The Herradura is a little bit more expensive, the Selection Suprema, and I think it's a little bit better, but they're both excellent tequilas. During the carnivory dinner in Las Vegas, the restaurant had one bottle of Herradura Selection Suprema and one bottle of the 1942. They were both almost full. And by the end of the night, both of those bottles were empty. So thank you for those that bought me those very expensive drinks. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, you know what? I have a backdrop of this bunker without this part. Trading Bitcoin with Tone Vays is gone, but everything else is pretty much there. And I'll give it to you guys. I'm gonna tweet it out, and I gotta check with my graphic designer. If he doesn't mind, then I'll open source my backdrop without my name in it. This way, anyone can use it if you like it for your backgrounds, if you're using Zoom and meetings or whatever you want to do. I'll open source my background. Oh, yeah. So maybe they didn't give me my super chat back. I gotta go through my settings. I got multiple emails like that. My super chat was banned. So first, the video this morning got banned. Then the super chat got banned. Then my entire channel got deleted. So they brought my channel back. I don't have any banned videos, but I think they never brought back my super chat. Probably would have been great to have super chat on this one. I think people would be generous with tips today. Maybe it's something I have to turn back on. I don't really remember. I turned on super chat so long ago, and it was before YouTube did a complete overhaul of their backend, which I honestly can't stand. So I have to like figure out how to turn on a super chat again. So once I figure that out, I'll turn it back on. But yeah. Wasn't, you know what? I don't know what it was. I doubt YouTube will tell me what it was. Look, I'm just happy to be back. And I know I need to stream in a different way than YouTube, but it's hard. You know, I spent 3 hours trying to figure out how to live stream to Facebook, and I didn't do it because even if I did figure out how to live stream to Facebook, if I make it public, I'm making my entire Facebook public. And I didn't want to do that. I think I might have. I mean, I have my Facebook account goes back to like 2001 or 2002. I mean, I was using Facebook back when you must have a university email account. That's how far back I go to Facebook. So there's probably like information and pictures on there that I don't want like open to the general public unless I like literally go back through 20 years of Facebook history and, you know, clean it. Though you may see pictures with my hair, you know, down to here, because back in the day I used to actually have hair and it was pretty long. I'm gonna, you know what, after the options course, I'm gonna rethink how I do these streams and stuff. Make a new Facebook. Yeah, I might make a new Facebook. Do I play guitar? Absolutely not. I used to DJ, but my guitar skills are not very good. Guys, please stop asking me about platforms that have shitcoins in them. I would lose all respect. I do have a Twitch account. I've never used it. I am Tone Vays on Twitch. Thank you to whoever got that for me. So basically, a few years ago, someone just DM'd me, I think on Twitter, and said, "Hey, Tone, I saw that Tone Vays was available on Twitch, and I thought I'd get it for you before some scammer or some troll gets it." And so someone got it for me. They texted me like the same day or the next day and said, "Hey, you know, how about you just take it off of my hands right now? Because I got it for you before some scammer got it." So that was very nice of them. I don't even remember who that was because it was a couple of years ago. So if you are still watching, the person that got me my Twitch account for me, shoot me a message. I'd like to thank you, give you one of my webinar videos, whatever. Same thing. Shout out to JC down in South Africa. I met him in person, and he was the one that gave me the heads up about unconfiscatable.com. I kept talking about Unconfiscatable. You see it on my shirt, and then I get this message from a follower and a fan saying, "Hey, Tone, unconfiscatable.com is an available domain. If you don't buy it right now, I will." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I need to buy it." So I immediately logged on to my domain provider, and I bought it immediately without having any idea what I'm gonna do with unconfiscatable.com. But I knew I wanted it. And about a year later, we decided to do a conference. And that conference is very, very popular now. Yeah, so I got to meet the person that gave me the heads up about Unconfiscatable. That was great. Let me see, look at your live chat. Would you hold Amazon calls through the weekend? Oh, that's a rough question to answer. Probably not. I probably wouldn't. I guess I should go to the markets. Hey guys, the options webinar is taking place next weekend, not this weekend. So there it is, April 25th, 10 a.m. This is 10 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. New York time, so that it's only 7 a.m. in California. I'm sorry for those in Eastern Europe. This would be very difficult for you. Those that are in Europe should be okay. Like the west side of Europe should be okay. East side of Europe is going to be rough. And if you're in Asia, it's very unfortunate. Now, if no one from California joins us, we can make it earlier. It's possible I'll make it an hour or two earlier if everyone agrees. The official start time is 10 a.m. I'm not expecting too many people, maybe 5 people, I'm guessing, will join this next weekend. I love options trading. I really do. This is now a 3-day event. You can click on the details, and I describe what's going to happen during those 3 days. I'm going to edit this description a little bit. We have a whole new registration system on the back end. So you just have to click register, and then the form pops up. We have our own server. We have BTC Pay server. I just saw on Twitter today that Blockstream has integrated like coin peer to endpoint, which uses coin joins through BTC Pay server. We're going to be looking into that as well, but we are using like our own node, our own instance of BTC Pay server, completely independent. I'm gonna rethink how I do these videos. I gotta start, streaming through my own platform and then publishing them to YouTube or something. So we'll figure it out. I got a lot of stuff to work on and think about. I'm not even gonna promote the affiliate codes today. It's fine. Just the options trading. Okay, where do we go first? Let's go to the S&P, and then I'll take a look at Bitcoin. Here's what happened today. Today's candle, it looked like today was going to be a very bad day in the market. But by the end of the day, the market pulled back. You don't even see the body of this candle. This is a pure doji, but it's not a doji in a place where it matters. What is important is that this is an 8. This is an 8 of 9, making the next candle. I never in a million years that I think that after this candle, would we make a run up to a 9? That is very, very surprising for me. Very surprising. Okay. People are asking if YouTube gave me an explanation. They did not give me an explanation. I don't expect that they will. I would love an explanation. I don't want to push it. I'm just happy I'm back. Okay. Wow, I got so many messages today, and yeah, I'm gonna go to Twitter in a minute. Let me just do a quick look at the charts because I wasn't really paying attention much. Let me go to the 10-minute chart. I just wanna tell you what happened in my trading. So as you guys know, last night when I did my video, I was I thought this candle was very strange. And then 30 minutes later, we were breaking very critical support. And like I said in that video, if this was not in the middle, not in the evening, if this wasn't at 8 p.m. Eastern time, if this happened during market trading hours, I would be all over this short. But because it happened at night, I pointed out where my target would be had this taken place in live action. But it was after hours. And then, of course, I went to sleep, and the market rebounded. Now, during the day, the market was falling, and I was short going into the day. And as usual, there was a 10 a.m. reversal. Now, unfortunately for me, the 10 a.m. reversal did not take place near a 9 candle. So when this candle was happening, I was still somewhat bearish in the market, anticipating this support to break. Now, right after this candle happened, my YouTube channel got banned. So I started dealing with that mess as the market started to go up. And between me not liking this action, going back to challenge the highs, even though technically we're getting lower highs, but I felt these lower highs were too close to breakout resistance being the setup trend line. And the combination of this strong up move, along with me realizing I got a serious YouTube problem on my hands because my initial video got banned around 10 a.m. and then my YouTube channel got banned around 11 a.m. So as that was happening, I decided to cut my losses and I exited my short exposure right around here. And of course, I was a little frustrated. Well, I took out my short exposure here. And then for a second, I was happy. And then I was very happy that I made the right choice. And then I felt like an idiot because right here, those shorts would have actually been making me some money. But right here, they were about break. Right here, they were about break even. And right there, they were at a little bit of a loss. So I took a little tiny bit of a loss today, even though yesterday market collapsed. The options that I had did not have that much time, and the implied volatility really started to come down or rise. Well, no, sorry, volatility came down. So my options were losing a bunch of value. So I ended up taking a small loss on my short trade, very tiny loss. It was almost considered break even, but only because I wasn't going to be in the right mind to be trading because I had to deal with YouTube. Felt really smart right here, felt like an idiot over here. And now in hindsight, based on what the hell just happened, and I don't really know what happened. I thought I saw an article, something about some pharmaceutical company thinks they have a vaccine or something like that. I don't know. I've been dealing with YouTube. Well, whatever it was, this thing broke out like crazy. So I barely have any exposure to one side or the other. So I didn't expect to have my YouTube channel back. I thought I was just gonna do some other work, focus on my channel, start looking into other streaming options, figuring out how I want to, go forward. the best idea I came up with, and a lot of you are not going to like it, was assuming my YouTube channel was actually banned and not coming back. I was going to look into a general streaming option that streams to like a bunch of channels. I was just going to stream to Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and God knows what else, all at the same time. And I was only going to do that once a week for like a weekend video where I talk about the weekly candles and the daily candles, no Q&A. And then I was going to set up a private Zoom for my daily videos. And I was going to put those on my website, but this would be a subscription service. It won't be expensive. It would be a maximum of $10 a month. So I would probably make it $10 a month. But then if I get, let's say, I don't know, 1,000 people signed up, I'd like maybe lower the price or something. So that's what I was going to do. And that would improve the quality of the questions. It could be a little more interactive. It won't be as crazy. And you would have access to those videos on my website, and they would all be private. But I'll stream pretty often with that. So that's what I was thinking. I may or may not still do it. So we have a daily 9. And I'm going to look to give you this as well, the multi-time frame, because it's really, really good. The multi-time frame is a very useful tool. We have a daily 9. Let's go take a look at those daily candles. I'm going to delete these because they don't come out very well on daily charts. Now that I've discussed my annotations, this line was last night's close. So now we can go and take a look at the daily futures chart, and we can see that we have a daily 9. Now, again, I did not expect this to happen tonight. Obviously, we're going to open pretty high. This is how markets top. This is a classic way of how markets top. So this Fibonacci line could go higher. If this Fibonacci line comes in perfect with the other Fibonacci line, let me move these numbers. Hold on. I want to move those numbers. Let me grab this one, and I want to see if I can move these numbers to the left. Label right. Let's do label left. Okay, great. So I would love for the market tomorrow to reach the 62% Fibonacci line. That would be absolutely perfect. And it'll be 29.29. Wow, for a second there, I thought it was going to be 19.29, which is hilarious. And so I would love to see the market touch that, because that's where I would be interested in trying to short the market one more time. Would I short the market on a Friday? This might be a special case. This might be a special case. I don't know if I will. This is not trading advice, boys and girls, at all. And you have to learn how to trade in a way that no trade will ever end your trading career. You gotta learn money management. Gotta learn money management. Yeah, glad to be back. Thank you too. Hey guys, I'm gonna look at your live chat in a minute. Let me just go through the charts real quick, and then maybe I'll hang out with you for a little bit and just sip on my drink and check out your live chat. So I love this 9. Here's what's missing. A huge pop up to 29.29, and then a drop in the second half of the day, creating a doji reversal candle. That would absolutely be textbook perfect. Textbook perfect. Now, because of how high we went, I am not sure if we're going to go back to this low. It makes no sense to me either why the market is rising so much. And I have no idea what oil has done after hours. I have no idea what gold and silver has done after hours. So let's just look at them together. I'm gonna close FinWiz. I don't really need it. Let's look at oil. What the hell is that? How does that happen? I have no explanation. I don't know. I've never seen this before in my life. I don't know if this gap is real or it's a data error. I don't understand how that's possible because the futures are only closed for 5 minutes. The futures are, oh, I'm sorry, not 5 minutes, 1 hour. The futures are closed for 1 hour. The futures are closed from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. The futures are also closed for 5 minutes at, I believe, 11:55 Eastern, and then they reopen at midnight, but I'm not sure if that's still the case. But back 5 years ago, when I was actively trading futures, futures are closed for 1 hour a day between 5 and 6 p.m. So what this tells me, unless there's a data error, what this tells me is that during the 1 hour in a 24-hour period that the futures did not trade, oil did this. Because I'm sure this was a Monday. The 9th, the 6th. Yeah, this was a Monday. That makes sense. This had 2.5 days of, or 2 days of gap. This gap is only 1 hour. So that's either a data error or the greatest coincidence in futures trading history. Someone's saying the S&P futures gapped. Not really. I don't see a gap. Not on a daily futures chart, unless they do it differently. Let's go to the 10-minute chart. I don't see a gap. I don't see a gap in the futures, guys. So let's look at the clock, right? Here's 4 p.m. where the daily market closes. Here is 4:10, and here's 4:10, and here's 4:30. So, like, I should probably check the spec. Maybe they changed the rules. ES futures spec. It's on the CME website. Maybe, like I said, it's been 5 years since I actively traded futures, but we can take a look. This is why they have specs, contract spec, right there. So let's take a look. Friday, 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, with a trading hold from 4:15 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Okay, so they changed it. They changed it. Back in the day, it used to be a 1 hour hold from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it looks like it's now only a 15-minute hold, which is good. I mean, it's a more liquid market. Now, they used to also have a 5-minute hold at midnight, but I don't see that anymore either. So they've completely changed it. I don't know what taco is. This wasn't in the spec back in the day. If anyone goes to the Wayback Machine and takes a look at the spec from 4 years ago, it looked very different. Now, BTIC, I don't know what that is either. Yeah, the spec's very different than it was before. Right, they open at 6 p.m. on a Sunday, and then they go to 4 p.m. Oh no, these are like maybe other places. I have no idea. I have no idea what the hell that is. Oh yeah, here it is. See, Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., 6 p.m. to 9:30 a.m. I don't know what these are. I'm sorry, but here it looks like there's only a 15-minute hold. It used to be a 1 hour. So what about the oil CL futures spec? I hope I'm not wasting your time with this. I mean, you should know when these things trade, right? With a 60-minute break each day beginning at 5 p.m. Boom, there it is. This is what the S&P used to be as well, but they changed the S&P. So oil hasn't changed yet. So oil does stop trading between 5 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern, 1 hour break. So during that 1 hour, whatever the hell happened, it moved God knows how many percent. I don't know. I have no comment. We have to wait a week probably. I have no comment. It can close the gap for all I know. I have no idea. I'm sorry, guys. I've been too busy dealing with my YouTube channel. I wanted to hit the like button on every one of 10,000 tweets that helped me get my account back. So thank you so much for helping me get my account back. And I wanted to personally hit the like button on every single one of them. I sold my silver on this 9, and as you can see, we are still dealing with a 1 to 4 candle correction. Gold, I was not in gold. I am watching the 1 to 4 candle correction, and if we reverse in the next day or two, in the next day, it's not going to be 2 because then it's the weekend. So if we start to reverse tomorrow, I may or may not go long into the weekend. I'll probably just wait till Monday. I don't know if I want to have any positions on over the weekend. I kind of want to relax. I want to prepare for the options workshop. I just have a lot of work. Maybe I may not even trade next week because I really want to do a really good. I want to do a really good options workshop so that I can have those videos on demand that I'm proud of. So we'll see if I'll be trading next week. I may just take a break. Even though I think the S&P market is actually going to top on not 9. And finally, let's go take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to go straight to the weekly chart. Bitcoin is in a no trade zone. It's still in a no trade zone. It's still pretty volatile. As I've been telling you guys, I am generally bullish on Bitcoin. I did not anticipate this big rebound. I really thought we would hang around down here a little bit longer, but this is beautiful. We've broken the 50-period moving average, and that's really, really important. Now what we need is a full candle above that average. It's look, we do need a stock market correction to make sure that Bitcoin will hold its bounce. But until Bitcoin goes above the prior swing high, this doesn't mean all that much. And in a way, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, how much has Bitcoin gone up since March 25? Let's go to March 25. Since March 25, let's just split the middle here between the candle close and the candle high. So since March 25th, Bitcoin is up 4.32%. Now, if I go to the stock market on a daily scale, including, and I'm going to do it on the futures market because Bitcoin is 24/7, so might as well compare apples to apples. I'm going to go to March 25th, right here. And I'm also going to split the middle. I'm going to be fair. How much has the stock market gone up? The stock market has gone up 15%. So the stock market is up 15%. Bitcoin is only up 5%. So the stock market has 3x'd the Bitcoin's gain. So we don't know what Bitcoin will do. We have no idea what Bitcoin will do if the stock market turns and goes down. And sooner or later, the stock market will turn and go down. So until the stock market turns and goes down, it's very, very risky to assume that Bitcoin is going to break out. So you really want to be a little bit careful here with Bitcoin. You want to be a little bit careful here and you don't have a green 2 above a green 1, and even if you did, it's going to be a very like FOMO-y green 2 over green 1. I would rather see a pullback. I would rather have it come back to 6,800, make an orderly one, and then make a 2 above a 1. I like the fact that the Lucid SARS held. That's great. All right. I don't want to really talk about individual stocks. I know Amazon and Tesla are on a crazy tear. I'm going to take a look at your live stream. I'm going to take a look at your the live feed. I know I don't have super chat. I got to figure out how to bring that back. And I'm probably gonna. The only thing I'm gonna promote is the options course. Just go to products workshops. I know it's expensive, but if you can't afford it, honestly, you shouldn't take it. Just like the financial summit, if you can't afford it, you probably shouldn't be there. And by the way, we have a couple of other. Where is the? Oh, this is probably, we're probably going to move this up, what's included. We're going to move this higher. So we might have a couple of other like YouTubers and educators joining us that also give away products or services. I'm really on a mission to give you over $9,000 worth of value so that when you pay the admission, you basically get the value of that admission in products and services from the people that are coming to this event. And then on top of that, you get one of the most luxurious resorts in all of Bali. And but it still goes back to this. If you can't afford it, you really shouldn't be there. It really is designed for those that can afford it. It is a high level. It is a high level event. Okay, I'm gonna cut the screen share. I'll hang out with you guys for a little bit. I gotta do a little bit of work. I gotta change my automated emails and stuff. I got some people helping me with questions. Let me see if there's a good question. Question from Oliver. Oliver Taylor, thank you. Tone, there's a better ticker for oil. Must have been a data error. Here's the better ticker, WTICOUD. Okay. Yeah, that must have been a data error on TradingView. I know I'm not screen sharing. I'll just pull up that ticker. I just want to curious to see what it looks like on that ticker. Yeah, I'm curious where Tesla opens tomorrow, and same thing with Amazon. Well, this ticker doesn't give me any data for tomorrow. So wait, what's tomorrow's date? What's today's date? Today's the 16th in the East Coast. Wait, so oil is, so what's the price of oil right now? Thinkorswim has it as 26, but this ticker has it as 20.7. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the price of oil is, guys. We'll figure out tomorrow morning. This ticker that you guys just gave me has the price of oil at $20.70, but it doesn't look like the price is moving. So it probably hasn't factored in the new price yet. Okay, what else we got? Not a data error. Yeah. Well, I felt that the data error was the gap, but I guess if the news broke during the 1 hour, oil didn't trade, then that's possible. And that really sucks. I can only imagine how many people got wrecked. Oil is leveraged. Well, at the moment, oil is only leveraged 26 to 1. But when oil is $100, it's leveraged 100 to 1. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. It's leveraged 100 to 1 at all times. It's been a long day. Oil is leveraged 100 to 1. $1 change in the price of oil is $1,000 difference. So it's not as bad right now. It's harder for oil to move $1 when it's $20, even though based on this gap, that's not true. But it's a lot easier for oil to move $1 when it's $100 than because a $1 move in oil at $100 is 1%. A $1 move in oil when it's $25 is obviously a lot higher. That's more like 3%. And so that move, that 3% move, is $1,000 difference on a single future. High Tone, do you think the US and Chinese government will create their own crypto and eventually move their currencies to their own blockchain? No, they're not going to be a blockchain. They're just going to eliminate cash. They may or may not even create a new currency. They don't need to create a new currency. The US dollar is already a cryptocurrency. It's already a cryptocurrency. It's just not a decentralized one. But it's already a cryptocurrency. 98% of all US dollars are digital. And I'm pretty sure they have cryptography in those digital dollars. So to me, the US dollar is 98% cryptocurrency. The problem is it's not decentralized. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't compete with Bitcoin because it's not decentralized. And all they have to do is eliminate cash. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you got to do is ban physical cash, and you have your digital currency. I don't know why they're going through the effort of making a new one. They already have one. They just got to get rid of ATM machines. Tone, when do you think cash will be eliminated in the US? Probably around the year 2030. I think it'll take another decade. I think Europe will be a little bit sooner. I think Europe is about 5 to 6 years away. China, maybe even sooner than that. Maybe China is 3 years away. Europe is 5 to 6 years away. And US is probably a good 10 years away. India will be last. Yeah, I'm glad I'm back too. Thank you, Crypto Alan. Question. But first, welcome back. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, Saiho. What's your reasoning for being bearish on residential real estate in the long run? That is a very good question. So, you know what? I want to push a live chat up here so that I don't have to look down at my other laptop. I'm just going to make it full screen here. There we go. Man, so there's lots of pressure on real estate. Lots of pressure on real estate. I don't even know where to begin. You know what? I don't want to say something controversial to get this channel banned. I don't want to mention the C word. Not the C word some of you are thinking of, the CO word, ends in a number. But so I'm just going to talk generally. The majority of real estate is owned by baby boomers. Contrary to this article I recently read in Forbes that I tweeted out, which blames baby boomers for everything since the Black Plague. That's not true. Now, baby boomers own the majority of real estate. And unfortunately, baby boomers, like my parents included, they're pushing 70 and change now. And since we have not yet discovered the fountain of youth, and as good as our life longevity has progressed, baby boomers are dying at a high rate because, I'm sorry, they are just getting old. And as they pass away, they pass on that real estate to the next generation. And that next generation may already have real estate, and they may not need their parents' real estate. Also, the millennials are not as eager in buying property as their grandparents were, or even their parents were. Not to mention that even though the rates are very cheap, housing prices are still pretty expensive, and millennials are don't have that much money. So as the baby boomers pass on, that real estate is going to go up for sale. So that is primary reason number one. And let's just say the current global health situation isn't exactly slowing down this process. Most politically correct way I can say it. So, so I think the majority of the real estate owners are going to pass away soon, and a lot of that real estate is going to go up for sale. Next, there's multiple reasons for why I'm bearish real estate. Next is the tax situation. We are going into some insane money printing to prop the economy, but that is going to end. One of the favorite ways for governments to tax people is on assets that they can't move, and real estate is a very, very good one. So the chances of that real estate being taxed, let me not use the D word here. So the tax on real estate could get very, very high, once again putting pressure on selling that real estate. Look, it doesn't matter how low the interest rate is. The interest rate on buying your home could be 1%. If you are not interested in buying a home, you're not going to buy a home. It's irrelevant. Even if that interest rate is at 0%, if you don't want to own property, you're not going to, it's irrelevant what that interest rate is. So those are the main two reasons. The other thing is, I'm sorry, like I know there are people that are saying the earth is overpopulated, the earth is overpopulated. It's not. There is so much empty land out there. It is insane. Let's take the most, dense, one of the most, countries that's, people are saying it's crazy dense, India. I've been to India. I've driven from Delhi or New Delhi, depends on how you look at it. I understand the difference. I did my research. I've went from Delhi to Agra to Jaipur back to Delhi. It's a triangle. And driving, say, from Agra to Jaipur, it's a drive straight from east to west. And that drive took about 4 to 5 hours, if my memory serves me right. And we were literally driving through empty land for 4 of the 5 of the hours on a highway. And obviously I'm with a friend who's driving, who is Indian. And we're talking about this unreasonable population growth. As we're driving for 4 hours straight, like no buildings, no houses, it's just empty land. And I'm like pointing like to either side of the car. And I'm like, you can't possibly tell me India is overpopulated when we've been driving for 4 hours and all of this is livable land and no one's living on it, right? It's just that people want to condense in cities. And as much as, again, I don't want to get this, I don't want to be too controversial with this global warming insanity and climate change insanity and all this other stuff. But I'm sorry, this planet should easily be able to handle 20 to 30 billion people. Easily. Just got to manage the land better. Okay? And we're not going to get that high. The only regions that are overpopulated, the only regions that are having large birth rates are the continent of Africa and like India. That's it. Even China barely has a positive birth rate. Europe sure as hell doesn't have a positive birth rate, and America's on the edge. Look, I know cities like Manila and what do you call it, Jakarta, they're over, like the city itself could be dense as hell. Let's not use Hong Kong as an example because Hong Kong is limited by how much land the country of Hong Kong has. But India is not limited by how much land it has. Indonesia is not as limited as Hong Kong with how much land it has. People want to live in Hong Kong, so it's unreasonably densely populated. And you know what? They make it work. I love Hong Kong. I really like going to Hong Kong. They make it work. I mean, I hate those apartments. You literally have to shower by sitting on a toilet. That's not a joke. Google Hong Kong bathrooms if you want to know what it's like. But so what was I saying? Look, there's so much land out there. I know the fresh drinking water is a bit of an issue, but technology should be able to solve that problem. We should be able to, turn crappy water into drinkable water with modern technology. And it's going to get better. It's only going to get better. Okay. So all those reasons are telling me that real estate is not, I don't think it's going to go up. The only reason for real estate to go up is if cash gets eliminated. Remember, if cash is being eliminated, people are going to put that money into something. So the only reason for land to really go up is speculation, like a Ponzi, almost like a Ponzi that has a use case because you can live in it. But there's no fundamental, there shouldn't be any fundamental demand for real estate other than a safe haven, almost like gold. Like real estate has almost the same property as gold with way better utility, of course, because you can live there. But I just think there's way too many buildings. The Earth's population grows at a rate of 1% per year. And I think that is going to slow down drastically in the next 10 years. It might be growing at 1% a year, but I will make a bet that there's no way it's going to grow 10% by the year 2030. It's not. It's not going to go up 10% by the year 2030. Hey, Mark. It'll be good hanging out with you again. All right, I got a bunch of questions. All right, let me look at them. Parts of India will be too hot for humans to live in the next 40 to 50 years. I completely disagree with that. I couldn't disagree with that more. I think an ice age is coming. I think the planet is going to be so much cooler in 10 to 20 years than it is now. Man, where have you been the last few winters? It's cold as hell. Google polar bear population. If the world was getting hotter, why are polar bears exploding in numbers? They don't exactly like the heat. Guys, come on. Do some real independent research. The planet's not getting hotter. It's not. It's insane. I'm more concerned about global cooling, not global warming. And trust me, that's not man-made climate change making the planet colder. Those are natural forces. All right, let's not get my channel banned again. Can we stay away from climate change and politics and viruses? Okay, I did that one already. Marvin, thank you for your question. Oh, wait, I already took that question. When do you think cash will be banned in the US? I have noticed my plants in Florida growing faster and faster each year. Do you think it's because of the extra CO2 they are getting from the atmosphere? It's possible. It's absolutely possible. that the extra CO2 in the air is causing your plants to grow faster. Because contrary to the understanding of most people, and now we're back on climate change, CO2 is the equivalent of oxygen for plants. So if you eliminate CO2 from the atmosphere, all humans will die. We will all die. If you remove CO2 from the atmosphere, we all die. So I don't understand why there is a movement to eliminate CO2 from the atmosphere. Now, I'm not saying that we need to add more CO2 to the atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, but eliminating CO2 from the atmosphere is basically going to kill us. Because then plants have nothing to breathe, and then we have no plants. And if we have no plants, cows have no food, and then Tone Vays has no food. It's hard for me to read that question. Something about paper dollars hold a premium if they eliminate cash. Well, paper dollars will hold a premium if they still honor the old paper dollars. So the Indian 500 rupee note and the 1,000 rupee note holds no value. It holds no value because they're not legal tender. They're not accepted as legal tender. So if the US government says, we're not going to print any more cash, but the current cash in circulation is still okay, then that $100 bill could be worth 1,000 of your digital dollars. It's possible, very possible. And then the government has a problem. And then the government has to announce, we will no longer honor that $100 bill. All right, let's see. The club. Thank you for your question. Why do you like grass-fed? Why do you, I'm assuming, like grass-fed beef over grain-fed one? That's a good question. The reason is I prefer to eat as naturally as possible, and a cow's natural diet is grass. A cow's natural diet isn't corn or grain. A cow's natural diet is grass, so I prefer to eat a cow that ate its natural diet. Now, I understand that meat is usually not as tasty and not as tender, but that is the trade-off. I know Safedin doesn't care what that cow ate. I kind of do. So I always prefer grass-fed cows, and some countries are 100% grass-fed. Australia is not. Australia is usually grain-fed, or at least grain-finished, which means the cow eats grass most of its life, but then the last 3 to 9 months of its life, they feed it grain. The UK is usually 100% grass-fed. Australia is grass-fed. So there's a lot. Georgia, the Republic of Georgia, which unfortunately really knows how to cook pork well, but they don't really cook beef well. They 100% grass-fed. So there are many, Argentina, 100% grass-fed. So there are countries that traditionally have 100% grass-fed. That's what I prefer. All right, let's see what else you guys got. Thank you for your comment, Paul. I really appreciate your openness to sharing your experiences in options on TA. To be honest, I haven't really shared that much on the free channel. I have not talked about any specifics of options. So I haven't really gotten into that. I find you to be credible, humble, and clear about what you know and don't. I very rarely say I don't know something. I should probably say it more often and be a little more humble. There are some things I don't know, or some things I don't really want to comment on. But there's other things that I think I know, and if enough evidence can change my mind, I'll change my mind. But there's evidence on both sides, and some evidence just makes more sense. Evidence not to eat vegetables and eat meat make a lot more sense to me. Evidence that there is no man-made climate change; it's more natural than man-made. Women cause pollution. I don't see it causing serious climate change. Sure, we've raised CO2, which we honestly kind of need because we're destroying rainforests and we're killing trees. So the few trees that are remaining need as much CO2 as possible to try and regrow those trees. Do you guys realize that if the amount of CO2 in the air goes down, and the amount of oxygen in the air goes up, it'll be very difficult to put a fire out. The more oxygen there is in the atmosphere, the harder it is to put out a fire. So the next time there is a fire and the oxygen level in the atmosphere is higher, which obviously makes our lungs better with higher oxygen, but now we got a big fire problem, like what happened in California and what happened in Australia would be like a monthly occurrence, and that's not good either. So look, the planet is an ecosystem, and we have to try and cause as little pollution as possible to let the ecosystem find its balance. Tone, have you ever traded Forex? I have not. I have never traded Forex. It's one of the few things I have never traded. Tone, would you ever buy bullion again? Probably not. Not as long as Bitcoin is around. I have bullion. I would like to sell that bullion at a good price. I'm not going to sell all my bullion. I'll sell most of my bullion. I still like my nice and shiny gold coins. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my silver, but I don't think I'll be buying gold again unless Bitcoin implodes. And if Bitcoin implodes, I'm not going to have any money to buy gold, so it looks like I won't be buying any gold. Guys, I do have a degree in geology, so I'm not fully talking out of my ass. I have some education behind what I'm saying. What do you think about the guidelines to open the country? I haven't really read them in full. I heard something about states that don't have a big virus problem can open up, let's say, I think in the beginning of May. And then other states are going to be like in the middle of May or something. And then cities like New York, not till the end of June. And I'm sorry, that's insane. You cannot wait till the middle of June to open businesses. There won't be any businesses to open in the middle of June. And speaking of which, I have another problem I want to tweet out. I don't know if I want to talk about it on Twitter. Why are government employees that still get their full salary not to work getting the same checks in the mail as people that are actually going to lose their businesses and their jobs? But let me not get into that. Just a thought that I had today. Like, if a teacher, and I used to be a high school teacher, it's a really shitty job. You dealing with your kids is not easy. But right now, they're not dealing with any kids. Their own parents are dealing with the kids. Teachers have to occasionally get on Zoom, but they're still getting paid their full salary, and they're getting money from the government. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I'm sorry, like the reason why you get paid your salary and summers off is to deal with other people's kids. If you're not dealing with those kids, I think they should have a salary cut while they're sitting at home and only grading homework. Same thing with court employees. And one of my best friends works for the court system. You know, he's not going to work. Tone, you should do an on-the-record show with Raul Paul. I know you guys think it's easy that I could get like anyone on the show. Like, hey, Tone, why don't you do an on-the-record with Bill Gates? Look, I got to reach out to them. I got to get them to agree. And then I got to, come up with a date. I mean, that's work. And that's a lot of work. I don't know if I have the time to manage all that. Like, I've reached out to a few people that I kind of want on the show, but then I don't follow up with them. They don't really follow up with me. Doesn't CO2 raise the greenhouse effect? Yeah, until the plants eat up the CO2, and then we find a balance again. Guys, CO2 has fluctuated in our atmosphere long before humans were alive. Sneaky Pete. Yes, I know. And that's what really pissed me off when the government shut down like 2 years ago. And again, I have friends that work for the government, and the government shuts down. All the government employees don't go to work. They sit at home. They didn't get paid for like 3 weeks or a month, but then they got paid on the back end. It's like, well, you're not going to get paid, but when we finally sign the paperwork, you will be paid for those vacation days later. So all those government employees that didn't work for 3 weeks ended up eventually getting paid for those 3 weeks. They got a free 3 to 4 week paid vacation. Meanwhile, people that needed those government services couldn't get the services, while the government employees got a nice vacation. I mean, that bothers me, right? Like, if the government employees do not get paid during a government shutdown, that shutdown will not last for very long, because your own employees are going to either quit or rebel against you. And then that paperwork gets signed real fast, right? But when you give government employees vacation while the government is shut down, the only ones that lose is the private sector. That's it. Have I ever met Tom DeMark? I have not. I've never met him. Yeah, man. I mean, like every single possible streaming service and streaming platform and video storage platform reached out to me at one point or another in the last 12 hours, and I can't keep track of them all. Yeah, what is it? Float Plane? Yeah, it was one of them. I got to find the time to look into them. Look, guys, I'm streaming on YouTube because I'm a creature of habit. I figured out how to stream on YouTube. I figured out how to use Zoom. I can get this live stream going fairly quickly, and taking the time to re-educate myself. I don't have the free time. I'm sorry. Like I give you a video before market opens. I'm glued to the market until it closes. I then take a break. I have a little bit of food. I usually, catch up on my messages and emails and talk to people. And then I do another video, and then I do some work, and then I go to bed. That is my current life. I actually have no life. So finding the time to figure out and choose between 8 other streaming services is just not something I'm capable of doing right now. And I want to put together the best options webinar I can. And after that, I can take a look. Have I talked to Nick Core recently? So I haven't talked to him for months, but I did have an interaction with him today. I think he moved his stream to Twitch, and he mentioned if I wanted to jump on his Twitch stream. which I said I might next week. So I have not talked to Nick Core almost at all until today. So, okay, this is actually an interesting question. Hold on. Paul Tyler, I'm going to take this one. Would you rather lose your job, live in a depression, lose your civil liberties, live in lockdown? Well, living in lockdown is equivalent to losing your civil liberties to me, pretty much. Or take your chances with COVID. So if I had to choose, for me personally, lose my job. That is, I'll take my chances of losing my job because I'm confident I can get another job. But I'm also not in a position, I'm not in debt, and I don't have a family to feed of my own, right? So I'm in a special case. The easiest answer is, to be honest with you, can't lose your civil liberties. I mean, that is the most important thing. You can't lose your civil liberties. Living in lockdown, if you're living in lockdown voluntarily and you're following proper guidelines and you know it's temporary, that's fine. I mean, I'm living in lockdown. Eventually, I want to go outside. You can't lose your civil liberties. That's just too important. Living in a depression is very difficult because people are going to it's going to get dangerous. There's going to be civil unrest. The depression is not great. I am in good health. I am willing to take my chances with COVID. A lot of your question is really dependent on your age and your financial standing and your family structure. Now, for me personally, I know I'm getting old, but I'm still in good health. So I will gladly take my chances with COVID. My concern over COVID wasn't me. My concern was me getting other people sick that aren't as healthy as me, causing them harm. I am pretty confident that my body would handle it. I've never even had the flu. I barely ever get a cold. Well, I've been streaming almost every day for 3 or 4 years. When have I ever taken a sick day from my job? And the answer is I never have. I have not taken a sick day. I have brought you guys these streams almost every day. I take a day off here and there, but it's not because I'm sick. I have never not done a stream because I was sick or wasn't feeling well. And that was happening long before I started YouTube. Okay. So I will take my chances with COVID, but it's more about who else I can get sick. You can't lose your civil liberties. It's the one thing that separates US from many other countries. How is the CARES bill money making its way to Wall Street? I don't believe that it is. I believe Wall Street is just speculating. And I don't think it's going to go to new all-time highs. I think the market's going to pull back. Won't Bitcoin eventually bleed all national fiat, causing massive disruption to government worldwide? Yes, I believe that it will. Hey guys, I got some work to do. I think I need to get going. I know I still have 900 strong watching, but I got to get going eventually. All right, I got another question in my Telegram. What are the chances Bitcoin sees a 20%? Oh, and Taizen's calling me. Somebody, hold on. I'll answer. Hey, Ty.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, man, I'm on a live stream right now.
What's up?
I'm live streaming.
Oh, okay.
It's all good, man. Your voice isn't coming in. Your voice isn't coming in loud enough for my audience to hear you. But I can hit you back in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just walking outside for some exercise. I'll give you a call and catch up. I'll talk to you.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, we'll chat later. Yeah, people have been calling and texting. It's been a busy day. But hey, thank you everyone for getting my channel back. That was all you. Hey, Pat, is that a serious question? I think people that watch me long enough know my preference in gender. People are asking what phone it is. It's the Pixel. I have the Pixel. I know. Google is evil. I know. If it's not clear, obviously, my preference is women. Not that there's anything wrong with the same sex. How do we account for all the lost Bitcoin? We don't. Thanks to all the lost Bitcoin, your Bitcoin is worth more money. Someone says, I saw you in action in Colombia. Colombia was fun. Tone, get rid of the mustache. I don't have a mustache. I just haven't shaved in a couple of days. Sorry, it's been stressful. I'm sure my hair is growing faster. Don't tell people your hardware. That's all right. It's time for a new phone. I gotta get off. I gotta get off Google. Am I going to upgrade my Avalon? Yeah, actually, the company reached out to me a little while ago, so I'm gonna talk to them. I'll be going to my cabin soon. I'm gonna look to get a new miner. Hey guys, I need to get going. I gotta finish some stuff in the database with the new registration system. I gotta check on like some of the emails that you guys are getting. But hey, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again for getting my YouTube channel back in a timely matter of 12 hours. So I brought you a video this morning and then again tonight. And I'll glance at the price of Bitcoin one more time. If I see anything interesting, I'll share screen. I don't really see anything interesting in Bitcoin. Let me check the 4-hour chart. Nothing really on a 4-hour chart. It might be coming up on a 9. No, it's only on a 6. Tomorrow morning, there'll probably be a 9. The S&P futures are on a 9, so keep that in mind. Oil is doing some crazy stuff. And that's it. I'm going to call it a night, get some rest. I got to speak at another conference at 7. I spoke at a conference at 7 in the morning this morning, Eastern time. I have another conference to speak at 7 in the morning again tomorrow morning. I should probably look up what conference that is. And after that, I'll bring you guys a stream tomorrow morning before market opens. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. I'm going to try to open source the background for you so anyone using Zoom can use it without my name on it. All right. Bye, guys.